la vedo e più mi piace, ma in quel cor non so capace le affetto ispira.
Denise, I am in my orchard and in my garden. I love singing and I love cooking. So I'd like to invite you to my home where we can laugh and have fun and cook and talk and create something beautiful and delicious. Join me. Many of my friends have said to me over the years, we think you've missed your calling, Denyce. You shouldn't have been a singer at all. You should have been a party planner, or you should have been a baker. Well, I think I still should have been a singer, but I also enjoy cooking. So I want to invite you to my home. I hope you can join us. It's going to be a lot of fun and delicious. Time to get cooking. Hi, everybody. It's October 4th, and we are in a new season. A season of change. The leaves are changing. It's getting colder. Now we need a sweater or something to wrap up in to protect ourselves. And protection and safety are words that have become so important to us as we've walked through these last 7 months. It's been slow. It's been effortful. It's been fatiguing. And we have relied more than ever on our faith to sustain us, and especially for performing artists, as we've seen our work completely vanish. At the same time, time has moved quickly, and it's been constantly changing moment to moment. And we know all too well the fragility of life. The gift, however, that we've been given is stillness, time to connect with family and those whom we care deeply about. So as we journey ahead and we look forward to that which is meaningful and important, today on episode 7, we will be creating home and all that that symbolizes: warmth, comfort, having a soft place to land, a place where you can be yourself and where you can exhale. Today we'll be creating comfort food, food that provides nostalgia, sentimental meaning, food that nourishes our bodies and our souls. And I will be creating that with you at home, those who wish to cook along with us and checking in with you, and also with a very dear friend of mine, Richard Troxell, from his kitchen. Richard and I met years ago at the Opera Company of Philadelphia doing the opera La Pericole by Offenbach. And we became friends right away. I think that it's the single most fun that I've ever had on a production in the whole of my career. I would literally run to rehearsals. I loved being there, and I loved working with Richard. Along with being immensely gifted, he's one of the funniest, the kindest, and the most principled human beings that I know.
You've sung in Italy, you've sung in pretty much coast to coast in the U.S. as well as Europe and in Asia.
I've sung in 6 continents.
Is that right?
And I've had the opportunity last year possibly to sing in the 7th, which would have been Antarctica, on a ship that was going there, but it didn't work out. But yes, I've sung literally all over the world.
Greetings, Richard. 19 years ago, 4 months after 9/11, you and Denyce revived the spirits of Opera Philadelphia audiences with your fun-loving and beautifully sung performances of La Paracole. Today, I understand you're stirring up some more fun, and it couldn't come at a more opportune time. I send you and Denyce and both of your beautiful families my love. Robert.
So opera singers, we love to eat, and and here's why we love to eat is because we love when our voices feel comfort.
Yes, yes.
And when you eat, your throat feels comfortable. It's kind of an odd theory, but
Hello,
it is
Denyce and Richard. It's Dottie here. Just want to say, the mere thought of the two of you sharing a kitchen makes me burst into laughter, because it brings back memories of our shared rehearsal space in Philadelphia years ago doing La Paracole, and you two were playing two very sassy street singers in Peru. And I was trying to direct you, and even though you two were fabulous in your roles, you were having such a good time together, it was a little difficult getting your attention. So I'm sending love to you, best wishes for your dish to be a tremendous success, and thank you for the good memories.
I'm not sure I ever think there is a pinnacle, and that's probably why I've enjoyed this career for a good time. You know, I remember when I just got out of college, everybody, what was your aspiration? Everybody said, I want to sing at the Met. I want to sing at La Scala. My teacher asked me, and I said, I want to be able to sing when I'm 60. I just want to keep singing because I really enjoy it.
Richard, you there?
Wait, am I muted?
Okay,
I'm
we're good.
Right?
Hey, Sugar,
I'm
how
right.
you doing?
How are you?
All right. I'm great, and I'm ready to get into this chicken and dumplings.
Chicken and ribbles.
Or chicken and
corn soup and
okay,
ribbles.
why don't you tell us what
All right.
Rivels?
They call them rivels. I have no idea because dumplings is made out of a different thing, like dough and flour and water. And this is egg and flour, which makes what my mom and all my grandparents called rivels, Rivell.
Okay, so why don't you tell everybody what we're making today?
So we're going to make corn soup and rivels, and then we're going to make fried zucchini mock crab cakes, in which we take zucchini and Old Bay and all. I'm from Maryland, so it's gonna anything that tastes like a crab cake is going to be good for me. And then we're going to make a salad, which everybody calls it the Richard salad. It's world renowned. They're like, can we have a Richard salad? So that's what we're making.
All right, honey, bring it on.
Yeah, we'll see what you can do.
This wonderful pod is something that I've been having in the backyard where I can grow my own lettuces. Look how gorgeous that is. I mean, that is gorgeous. And it turned out so great. And you know, so my salad is going to come from the salad that we've been growing. You know, that was just so beautiful. And
you just grow that yourself.
Heck yeah!
In that pot.
Yep, I've got several of them outside, and it turned out beautifully. So it was amazing. It's amazing.
I get my lettuce from the Amish farms. I live right in Amish country, so I get everything from the Amish farms.
Yeah, terrific.
That's great stuff. Yeah.
All right. Hey, let's get to it. I'm ready.
All right. So
what do we need?
We're doing, right? We have our chicken broth cooking. So we've made our chicken broth. However you make your chicken broth. I don't know how you make yours. I know how I make mine.
Okay.
So, but we're talking about today cooking on the road. And so when you and I know when we're on the road, we just go to the nearest store and we grab what we can. So if we can make our own homemade chicken broth, that's amazing. But often we might have to get a can or a thing of bouillon and then doctor it up a little bit.
Right.
And we all know when we're on the road, you're going to be cutting today with a table knife, which might have a serrated edge, because that's what happens when you get to the apartment that the lovely company says, here, you stay at this apartment. Do they have knives, we ask? Do they have pans? And they're like, oh, yeah, they have pans. And then you walk in and they say, here's your pan. And it's something they got from the old Goodwill. which
That's
is great.
right.
So today we're going to reenact that a little bit.
Okay.
And so first thing we do is once we have all the broth boiling,
Yeah, I've got my broth is going.
and then I throw in the corn. But I
Oh,
also
right.
you can take an ear of corn and you can just cut it off the cob. So I don't know if you've ever done that, but I grew up in a farming area and we would cut the corn off the cob.
Yeah.
We would actually get like 100 to 200 ears, and you would cook it, cut it off the cob like this, and then we would freeze it. So all of our corn all year long was fresh, wonderful corn.
Ooh.
Living near the Amish farms, what's great is they'll do this for you if you're willing to pay for it. So you can go to the Amish farm and you grab bags of corn that is cut right off the cob, cut it up, and you put it right in the soup.
Awesome. So how much corn do you put in there? I mean, how much chicken broth do you have?
So I have, because I'm always cooking for 10 or more, because it seems like everybody likes to stop here to eat. So that's about 4 quarts of broth. And then this is approximately a dozen ears of corn.
Oh, holy moly. Yeah.
Cut off.
But I know, I've been with you cooking, and I know that you don't really do things by measuring. I know that it's just kind of like a feeling thing. All right, so I'm putting the corn in, right?
Yeah, while it's boiling, put it in. Get it up to a nice boil.
All right.
Cook that corn.
I'm putting it in.
And you know, the hardest part about doing your show was I have never measured anything in my life, ever. Somebody's like, what's your recipe? I'm like, well, I don't know. What's the abbreviation for a palm full of flour? You know, because I'm not so sure. You scoop your hand down the flour thing, put it in. So while that's boiling, Denyce.
All right.
We'll put some flour and egg together to make the ribbles.
All right. So what do you take, about 3 cups of flour? What do you use?
Yeah, so about 3 cups, or here's how I measure my 3 cups. It's like I throw this off and I go, oh yeah, that's about 3 cups. And there's that's it.
Right.
Pull it out.
Okay.
And then with your flour, 3 cups is good. All right. And then you take your eggs and you just crack the egg into it. Now, what's really cool about here in the Amish country is these eggs I'm using are actually they're duck eggs.
Oh.
Yeah, and a duck egg has a much heartier yellow to it, the yolk.
Oh, how beautiful.
And they are really a really nice yolk. I don't know if you can see that, sort of. Yeah.
Richard, that is because you are a good cook, because you learned from your mom. My mouth is watering. This is from Paula Mathis.
That would be my sister. Thank you, Paula.
Hey, Miss Paula.
She knows, because our mother was a fantastic cook and a fantastic singer.
Yes.
I learned everything I could from my mom about singing. Not everything, but a lot. Yeah.
I thought it was so beautiful when you know what your family did for your mother's final services was so gorgeous, Richard.
You were there, and it was amazing.
And I loved the "If You're Happy and You Know It." I thought that was so beautiful.
That was her last request when she was in
Was it really?
Final stage. She's like, "Here's the songs I want. I want you to sing. I want the whole congregation to sing 'If You're Happy, You Know It,'" and then we all sang "In the Garden," that old hymn, page 21 in our hymnal books. And
page 21. Gosh, you remember that?
In that hymnal that we used, it was called an old Sunday school hymnal. And then I forget what the other thing we sang. My sisters would know. I don't think it was "I Fly Away." I'm not sure.
Life danced. It was so beautiful.
It was wonderful. So you have 3 cups of flour.
All right.
3 eggs. Did you mix it up? And when you mix it up, does it come to if it's a little eggy, just dump a little more flour. Dump a little more flour in it. You know?
You just get in there with your hands?
I do. I do with a fork right now, but then I'm going to get in with my hands for sure. So I can see this kind of a white, doughy. It's basically how I also make homemade pasta.
Yeah,
know?
Sure.
I don't use durum wheat. I just use regular flour, durum flour. Because again, see, we're cooking like we cook on the road. And you can ask my family, when I cook on the road, it's a little different than when I cook at home. They're like, wait, you never make this at home. I'm like, well, that's because I feel like there are different ingredients sometimes on the road, or what I'm looking for.
You get what you can.
Get what you can. And you not have great stories of cooking on the road.
Well, you know what I remember? Remember when I was living in France and you came and stayed with Richard? You want to know what I loved? There was something I've never told you.
Uh-oh. Good Lord. Here we go.
There was something that I loved that you did with your family. Do you know what you did? You would turn on Skype in the morning and you would just have Skype running all day long. Like when you were going to the shower, when you were, having breakfast, you just left the Skype open so that your family was experiencing life with you, on the road. I thought that was fantastic.
We did do that. And Shane's here today, my youngest son, and Wilder, my oldest son. But we would do that often. Once we found Skype, which was like 2006, I was in Warsaw, Poland. And then I would read to them.
I think I need another egg here. I'm still with you, but I think I need another egg.
Yeah, their bedtime story, or I would write a story for them when they were learning how to read. So I'd write it so they could read the story, like a bedtime story. But for all young singers and all of those guys starting out, you have to keep connected to your family as much as you can.
You better believe it.
Yeah, and I know a lot of singers who do that.
Was that right? I'd never seen that one before. That was great. I thought that was really, really beautiful. I loved it.
Building Ella's dollhouse.
Oh!
Yes, Ella, that was me that built that, Ella. Your mom probably said she did.
Tell her. You and Greer Grimsley set up a lot of stuff for Ella when we were traveling.
Yeah, and Ella, your mom probably took credit. No.
Oh.
Okay.
Don't listen to a mom.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So now, I'm
coming to a ball.
Yep. You're working it into something you can work with. And then now that your corn and everything is boiling, it should be boiling.
Okay. Okay.
You're going to just sit. I put a little flour on my hands too, so it doesn't all get stuck all over me.
Yeah.
Pop the lid off. I think you can see that.
Hi, Denise. That's Nanachika Twitty. Hi, Nanachika. Nanachika and I went to high school together at the Performing Arts School, and she's here every week. Thank you so much. I'm getting to know a lot of the audiences, like Ellen Young, who I sent, she'd won one of the giveaways, and I sent her spices, and she hadn't gotten it. And so she wrote to me and said, I haven't gotten the spices yet. My son was asking me every day, did Ellen get her spices yet? Did Ellen get her spices yet? So that's really nice.
Nanachika is a high school friend?
Yeah, Nanachika Twitty.
That's nice. That's a long time ago. I'm just saying that's a long time ago. Me too, though.
First of all, okay, people came everywhere to have Patsy soup, chicken, and spaghetti. This is Kathleen Lovelace.
That is my sister-in-law. Hi, Kathy.
That's your sister-in-law. Hey, sister-in-law.
Yeah. See, this is when I cook, the whole family comes around. Whether I'm in a web series or in my kitchen, they all show up, which is fun.
Hey, Denise, we are enjoying your show. Can't wait to see you with Aurora arrives. Oh, Patty, thank you for writing. She and her husband were the host parents for my niece, Aurora, who came from Italy. And I visited them once, but then everything happened and life changed. Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Talk to me. So we're supposed to make them into little...
All right, so now you have this ball, right? This kind of ball.
Ellen
thing,
Young,
right?
She got it. So now we have little balls, Richard?
Well, you have this big ball, and you're going to pull off.
I don't have a big ball.
Well, however you make it, put a little more flour in it so you can like pick it up, and it's like this ball of dough.
I think I need more egg in it.
How many did you put in?
Well, I put in 4, but they weren't that big.
Oh, yeah. Duck eggs tend to be a little bigger, so.
Okay, so I'm going to put it in.
Okay, what's it look like? Let me see what it looks like.
Well, it's still kind of crumbly. It looks more like a pie crust, kind of.
All right, then put another egg in it.
All right.
Get another egg in there. And then once it gets to this ball-like thing,
We've got all these. We get our eggs from a local farm, and you used to have chickens, didn't you? So you got your eggs.
I had chickens. We have fresh eggs, and guess what happened? We went away this summer to film a movie in California, and our house sitter was watching. And on day 2, she called and said a coyote came and took out all of our chickens.
Oh God! Oh God!
All of them except for one lone chicken who was having some trauma and would come up and sit on the outside porch on the couch and look in the window longingly, like, please save me.
Oh my Lord.
We caught that chicken and we took her to a farm near us and put her with a bunch of other chickens.
Oh, I was looking forward, because I know she used to be in the kitchen. I was looking forward to seeing her in the kitchen.
Well, she was actually out in we have a studio, and we set her up out there one day. She's beautiful black chicken. I don't know what kind
I loved
beautiful.
Her. When you made that video for my daughter for her birthday, she was in the video.
Yes, she was. Ella, we made our birthday song for Ella. But we were having a Labor Day picnic out here with like 15 or 20 of us, and we were all sitting out in our back. We have a big area in the back for picnicking.
Yeah.
And my niece said, "There's a fox in your yard." Middle of the day. I'm like, No, that's not a fox. It was a coyote.
Holy moly.
And that
Christina, bravissima. Oh, Christiana. That Chef Chris, who was here a couple weeks ago, who's just beautiful, from Iriki Restaurants. So everybody, you got to join the food club at Iriki Restaurants with Miss Chef Chris. You know, we were talking about chicken. I had a friend, a German friend, who had a problem, who would always get chicken and kitchen mixed up.
I know. I love fried kitchen. That's my favorite. Yeah, right. Fried kitchen. And when I work in the chicken, it's really quite something.
I think this is some other family member, Richard.
Yeah, that might be my other sister.
And by the way, I've used like 5 eggs.
Okay, well, you have little eggs. We have big eggs up here.
All right.
That's good. All right, now pinch them off and the size you want. Like it can do that size. Like I said, my kids and myself, we like the bigger ones, and you're just pinching them off like this and just dropping it into the pot.
Just like that. All right.
Yeah. And then it will make these ribbles. Now, some recipes, they do it a lot smaller, but I love biting into a big dough ball. It's my favorite thing.
Wash my hands a little bit. That was kind of something.
Yeah.
And audience, I want to say for everybody who's watching today, feel free to send us questions if you have them. If anybody is cooking along with us, want to make sure that we're all together and we're keeping up with each other. But even if you don't have questions about what we're cooking, feel free to pose any questions that you may have.
Yeah, and so like Denise, we're talking about cooking on the road, which you and I have done a lot. And the reason we cook on the road is basically, as we all know, you and I, is to make it feel like we're at home. Because our home is often not at our home, And so we do all this, and I think my mom taught me that too. Some people say home is where you hang your hat, and I'm like, no, home is where you hang your spatula, or your cooking knife, or your frying pan.
I know so many artists, like Zubin Mehta, for example, used to always travel with all his spices. And I know Patti LaBelle does that too. But I just did a PBS special a couple days ago, and I was talking with Jamie Barton, Jamie? She's a fabulous singer. And she travels with her knives and her pans and everything. Peggy, my voice teacher, does the same thing. She travels with all her pans and everything to have what she needs.
Yeah, I used to travel with my knives, and I've donated so many of them to TSA that I quit because I would forget and have it on my carry-on. And then Lisa or the boys, I think for Father's Day, they got me some ceramic knives. But those, somebody had the kindness to take them out of my suitcase and not return them.
Uh-huh.
So now I've learned how to cook with a butter knife that has a serrated edge, basically.
Right.
So just keep picking these off, and you put them in and stir them in, and then we're going to let that all cook while we make the zucchini cakes.
All right. So are you still putting the ribbles in or the dumplings or whatever?
I am.
All
Yeah,
right.
I put them in. I just keep pinching off and putting them in, pinching off, putting them in. And even the excess flour that's in your pot,
Yeah.
you can dump that in. It thickens
Oh,
up
sure.
the,
That's going to make it thick and really yummy.
yeah, makes it a little chowdery.
Yeah.
And then once I put those in,
Yeah.
I lower the heat so it's not boiling so hot, throw the lid on it, and just let it simmer.
It smells delicious.
Yeah, it does. And it smells like home. That's, you know,
Smells
that's
like home, and that's what we're talking about. Because we spend so much time away. I used to have, when I first started my career, I always had this idea, okay, when I get home, I'm going to do this. And when I get home, I'm going to do that. And then I saw that my home was where I was.
Yep.
I rarely got home. And when I came home, everything was different and people had changed and people had passed on and so much had happened that I really realized that our lives are happening now.
That's exactly
our lives
right.
are right now, this moment. So you have to create home every day.
We do it when we do it on the road, and I tend to always like invite my cast members over for dinner and say, hey, I'll cook, you all come over, because I love feeding a lot of other people. And it brings all of us closer, all of us on the road. And then we had one, and it was in Minneapolis just 2 years ago. And we're in a hotel, and all I had was, the 2 hot plates. I'm like, all right, guys, everybody make what they can on 2 hot plates. You come over for dinner. We're going to have a big cast dinner.
Right.
And my friend, Andrew Garland, he came. He was one of the most frugal, wonderful singers I knew. And he made taco dip out of the morning sauce that you got at the, you can get your own continental breakfast. Yeah. And they had taco sauce, cream cheese, and one other thing. And he brought taco sauce, made out packets of taco sauce and dip and stuff, and melted them in the oven. I was like, we all have to get really creative.
That is right.
Really creative. The other thing when I cook, Denyce, I don't know about you, but I'm always hungry when I'm cooking.
Yeah.
So I always have food while I'm cooking.
Yeah.
And today I'm having this amazing chèvre from the Lindendale Farms, which is right near me. And it is this farm. That's it right there. Go to it. So my son Wilder goes out with Madeline Mellinger, and the Mellingers own this farm, which is the farm was started in 1797.
Wow.
The same family since 1797. So I think we're at 8 generations now.
Wow.
Yesterday they had a big wedding. I went over. We all went over.
Oh, really?
Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations, Greta and Daniel. And I said to the Mellingers, I said, let's put this on today. And so this is some of the best chèvre you'll ever have. And it's really good to eat while you're cooking. Because, I feel like you should always be eating while you're cooking. Unlike Julia Childs, I don't drink my glass of wine, so I have a glass of it's ginger beer. It's delicious.
Oh, is that what you're having?
Yeah. I went to the grocery store that had it, and they had it in the reduced area. Because people around here must thought it was weird. But it's delicious. Yeah.
Excellent. So, Richard, I was very impressed with what you said in the interview, that you just wanted to just keep singing. What you wanted to do in your life was to just sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it.
Again, I got it from my mom. She's like, she would say, hey, Rich, the minute you don't enjoy it, you should quit.
Yeah.
She never did it professionally, but she did really, really well. And that stuck with me. So many of us, have stayed in this business, I think, for so long because we enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
It's hard. All right, so your soup is cooking. Just let it cook.
All right.
Throw it on the back burner.
Are you done?
That part's done. I'll just let it cook.
All right.
Cook.
All right.
Take your time.
So now we're going to move to the zucchini. Here's what I want to say to some of the people who may be doing the zucchini with us. The zucchini holds so much water, right? So there are a couple things you can do. You can either put it in a colander and put some salt on it to try to draw out that water. But what I do is put it in a clean kitchen towel after you grate the zucchini and then squeeze that out.
Oh. And I just cook the water.
Well,
That's
it
a
makes,
great idea. The great thing about being a cooking show is learning how to cook. I like that.
yeah.
That's good. So let's talk about a little bit of a on the road cooking experience. I know you've had some,
Many.
right? So I'm going to tell you one.
Many.
When I was filming the movie Madam Butterfly,
Yeah.
and we were filming in Tunisia, Africa, and this is
wow.
the power of food. So every day we got driven to the set, which was out in the middle of a sort of the desert. We were next to a big field with a shepherd next to us, and then they built the set that made us look like Nagasaki. And the driver who drove us there was a terrible driver. I mean, absolutely terrible.
Okay.
And every day I'm like, we are going to be in an accident, no question. And so one day we're driving to the set, and he comes around a corner, and he's on the wrong side of the road a little bit, and a big truck is coming the other way, and we smash, like crash right into the truck.
Oh my God.
It totals the car that we're in. I'm sitting in the back, and the cinematographer's in the front, and the Japanese consultant's in the front, and all they did was turn around and look and see if my face was okay, because if you're filming and your face is cut up, it's going to be a problem. So they turn to go, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. I was totally fine. So car's totaled. We have to get to the set, and we go in the back of a pickup truck to the set with other shepherds, real shepherds.
Wow.
And we get to the set, and they're like, they were so glad we were okay, but they said, but you owe us 100. What did they call them there? Drachmas, I think. You owe us 100. It was like, I don't know, $20. I'm like, what for? They said, because you were spared. You were safe. And so God kept you safe.
So
I'm
you
like,
have to pay them because you.
I had to pay them. I'm like, what am I paying for? They go, we're going to have a dinner tonight to honor the fact that you were okay. And so they went and they got a lamb. They killed a beautiful, we had fresh lamb and everything. This humongous feast to celebrate the fact that we were okay in this accident. And the whole cast, everybody had a feast for us. And it just brought everybody together even more.
Oh,
it was exceptional.
Richard. What?
On the same, it was amazing. And on the same day, Lisa, my wife, calls me in Philadelphia, and she had a fender bender the same day. She's taking our neighbor to the grocery store, had a fender bender. She was all upset. I'm like, well, what do you have for dinner? She's like, I opened a can of Campbell's tomato soup. That's all I got.
Right.
I'm like, well, they had a sacrificial lamb for me. So, I'm just saying.
That is extraordinary. Right. That's extraordinary.
It was. It was amazing.
What a story.
Okay.
All right, okay.
So, zucchini cakes.
Zucchini cakes.
Take a bowl and mix your breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Which, if you want to measure, which you can, it's a cup of breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Sure, that's a cup. I don't know. Yeah, a cup of breadcrumbs, a tablespoon of the infamous Old Bay.
It's great. Plus the popularity of Airbnbs. Many of those properties now stock their kitchens with great cooking utensils. That makes travel so much easier and more for. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry, my college roommate. Hi, Jerry.
No, you're kidding.
No kidding. We're always in close touch.
Wow.
So we're going to put 3 teaspoons of Old Bay.
So wait a minute. You take your
breadcrumbs.
Your grated. Yeah, I've got that together.
Okay, I'm doing the breadcrumbs, the zucchini, and all that, and then some celery seed. That's in a separate bowl. Then you grate up the zucchini.
Yeah.
Into a bowl.
Yeah.
And I'm going to mix all that together. I haven't grated my zucchini yet. You're a professional cooking show host. I'm just a singer in a rock and roll opera.
But I love it. I have a good time with it because it's creative, right? That's what it is. Okay, so I've grated up my zucchini. I have my breadcrumbs here.
All right, so you mix them, and then you have to have 2 eggs in the mix.
The 2 eggs?
Yeah, and you're going to make it. The whole thing is going to make a patty.
Yeah.
And I'm just using my hamper check grater to make the zucchini. So Denyce, one time I remember really well when we first met that you invited me down to your house in Leesburg for dessert. I was just going to stop down and see you. Because, like everybody who works with you, they have the Denyce crush. They're like, oh, dear God, you got the Denyce crush. So you just want to be with her, and that's how it was. And it's been like that now for 19 years. You got the Denyce crush. So I came to your house, and you were going to make this amazing fruit. I don't know if it's like a fruit salad and something in parfait glasses and everything. And I'm like, Denyce, just give me some strawberries. I don't care. And you were exhausted. And you're like, no, everything when you make it should look good and look beautiful.
I think that's important. I do think it's important because, as I said, earlier, our lives are happening now. One of the things that I say at the end of the show is to take time to create something beautiful for yourself every day. And even if that means drinking out of a beautiful glass or something that makes you feel great or something that honors who you are, I think that all of that is important.
It's true. And it stuck with me. It did. I'm like, yeah. And so I put on clean clothes every day. That was the best day. I put on clean clothes every day now and change my underwear more often because, it's just, you really inspired me, I'm telling you. But no, I do. I try to make things more beautiful. I always have. I like that. So it's not, there's things when we meet on the road like that, like I said, they really do stick with us.
Okay, so wait, we've got our grated zucchini, right? You add in the breadcrumbs, you add in your onions, you add in your Old Bay, absolutely. All your spice. You put all that together, right?
Put it all together and make a patty out of it.
All right. You know what? I'm going to throw a little bit of cheese in mine, like some pecorino or something like that, some Parmesan.
It's funny. I have an Asiago. I was going to do that too. But, and it will work. I was just thinking in true fashion with a crab cake, a Maryland crab cake, I guess it would. You could. But we're thinking on the same page because I thought of that too.
Yeah.
And then you just mix it up, get the frying pan going with a little olive oil. A little heat, and away we go.
All right now, baby. All right, let's make this happen.
Yeah. So, when we were together in France at your house in Paris, that was in 2008. I was singing Zampa at the Upper Comique, but it was at Christmas, and it was my first Christmas.
Richard, that's right.
But it was my first Christmas not being home, and we made an amazingly fun Christmas dinner. You made a gratin and your turkey and all of that.
Yeah, I believe in celebration and all that. I think it's important. I think it's I think it's important. And you know this too, because we have families, we have kids. And anyway, even if we didn't, we have ourselves, right? We have to make our lives, I believe, beautiful. I've said many times that what I would like to do with my life are the people that I love and I care about. I want to do a great job at loving them. I want to do a great job at loving myself too, but I want to love them the best, better than anybody. Like that's what I want. I want my husband to say that nobody loved him more than me. I want my kids to say that they had the greatest mom. They're probably not going to say that, but anyway, they should. They should. All right, my crab cakes are going.
All right, so we got a little oil in the pan.
All right now.
Your corn chowder is simmering well.
My corn chowder is situating. It's doing. Here's Anne. She's come before. The love and good humor between you two is beautiful. Thank you for lifting us up. Oh, that's lovely. Well, you
that's
lift
really
us
nice,
up
Anne.
too. Thank you so much.
We might be filming, Anne, though, because once the camera goes off, who knows what happens? It's serious.
Do you use olive oil or vegetable oil, or what do you use?
I use olive oil because I just love the taste.
Yeah.
Love the taste. Slap them together, throw them in put them in the frying pan just like that. Here we are.
All right, baby. Make it happen.
So, Denise, when I was going to do the show, because my mom's side was the Italian side. So,
Oh, is that right?
yeah, they're from
Oh, I don't think I knew that, Richard.
Yeah, please. That's why I sing so well. That and my dad's side, they were all farmers from up in Maryland, but they all sang in a little church, Apple's Church, up in Thurmont,
I
Maryland.
remember. I was
As
there.
we went, that's where my mom's singing. All the men in that family, they all sang in the choir. Some of them couldn't read music, but they all sang, and it was really fun. So hang on, I'm just stepping out for a second.
Oh.
When I told my sister that was going to be a cooking show, I was going to make some of my mom's sauce, and she immediately gave me her fresh canned tomatoes, freshly canned tomatoes, because that's the secret to really good sauce.
Yes.
We went.
I made some too. I actually made some too. But you gotta use your Denyce Graves Opera Blend seasoning. I'm gonna send that to you. That comes from the salt table. You gotta get some of that because that is wonderful. Oh, listen to that. That's terrific. So Richard, you like the things that you make with your hands. I see today. All this stuff is very.
Yeah.
I
think that. Well, again, when we're on the road, we don't have a lot of stuff.
That's right.
And back to Tunisia, when I was there, it was Thanksgiving, so Lisa came over, and I made a Thanksgiving dinner on one hot plate.
We did not.
I did. Here's what I did. I got.
Do you remember?
I got turkey breast, which turkey in Tunisia was a little hard to get.
Right.
So I got turkey fillets, and I sautéed those, and then I set them to the side, and then I used the butter and the flavoring and a bunch of onions, and I made like homemade stovetop stuffing. Like you just cut up pieces of bread and celery and onions and made a stuffing.
Yeah.
Put the turkey back on top of that, and set that to the side. Then I boiled water for mashed potatoes, and I sat the pan that I fried the turkey in on top of that pan like a double boiler to keep the turkey and the stuffing hot.
Oh my God.
And then I found some corn, and then I made gravy out of all that sauce. And yeah, we had, and Lisa will tell you, she was there. We had a delicious Thanksgiving dinner
Oh my gosh.
with other cast members. I invited, at the time, it was Richard Cowan and Connie Howman and Han Jing Ma. And I don't know if Ning came over. But again, you just cook and everybody gets together. Yeah, Ning Liang.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah,
we were
she was at
together at
Suzuki.
Wolf Trap back in the 80s.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her for years. Dave Legacy from the Salt Table, everybody. So you gotta go to www.salttable.com and get some of the wonderful. They were so kind and to create this hand blended spice for us and for this show. Denyce's Opera Blend, so wonderful. You can use it on everything, which is what I do.
They helped you create it, which it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's the story with that goes. Actually, some years ago, I was one of the guests of honor at Cheryl Milne's Voice Experience. And for that engagement, they created the spice blend for me because they knew that I cooked and I love to cook. And then we took that to Christina Ricci's restaurant of Iriki. I took my students there. We did a fundraiser at her restaurant, and we used this spice. I actually fried chicken in her restaurant. Well, I prepared it and served it to everybody. And so that's where it originally comes from.
Is there a secret ingredient in it that we can't know?
It's got a lot of wonderful things in it. Oregano and garlic and lavender and all kinds of beautiful spices.
Oh, delicious. All right, so now, you can flip the zucchini cakes when you get a feel for that when they're really kind of golden. And then at the same time, Denise, I'm going to put my salad together.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little section which we are starting called Food for Thought.
Okay.
In honor of Richard today. Food for thought. So friendships have a major impact on our health and our well-being. And friends can help you celebrate good times, and provide support during times of challenge. But friendships don't happen automatically. They require intention, they require time and effort. So let's all take an initiative to extend ourselves to someone today. And you never know how a smile or a kind word could make the difference to that person or in that person's life. You know, we've seen over these last months the discourse in our country being very, very harsh and very toxic. And the things that have made the greatest impression on me in my life are when people are kind or sweet. So let's all try to make an effort to send love to someone so we can each person change the world.
I like that.
Right?
I like that a lot. Yeah.
These are looking good, Richard.
Aren't they?
I don't know if anybody had any, okay, so this moment I'm going to talk about the giveaway that we have. The giveaway is going to be more spice to the person who can send an email to cookingwithdenise@gmail.com with your name and your address also too, because last week Tyreek won, but he didn't send me his address. So I'm waiting to send you the spice, Tyreek, but I don't have your address. With what was the first opera that Richard and I worked on together? What was the name of the first opera that Richard and I worked on together? All right, there you go. This is looking great.
Let's talk about that first opera a little bit. All right. So the famous Denyce Graves, the infamous Denyce Graves in 2001, because you have become, I mean, you were the Carmen of the time. And then at 9/11, you honored our country so well by singing beautifully at that service at the cathedral. So everybody knew who Denyce Graves was. And we're at the Opera Company Philadelphia, and Denyce Graves is going to show up for rehearsal. Everybody's like, oh, Denyce Graves is going to be here. I'm like, all right, okay. Everybody relax, because I'm already here. I made a movie. Do you remember that? And everybody's like, no, you're just a local guy. I'm like, all right, okay. So you come in that wonderful flourishing way, and David's in front of you with his trench coat, and you come in and some get up. I was like, where the heck did she get that? It was beautiful, I'm sure. And we have to do a scene. And the first scene is you have to jump on my back, and I have to carry you around the stage with you on my back. And you walk right up to me and go, are you strong? I said, yeah, because I don't want to fall. Are you strong? I said, get on. I'm strong. And it's been like that ever since. I've been carrying you on my back.
Oh, my Lord.
The whole time. No, it was really fun. And once we got on there and we're flitting around the stage, we had a good time. A really fun time. And we had great lunches.
So much fun on that gig. I had so much fun. I loved every
great conversations. Really fun conversations, really fun time. And you had never done, you said, really any comedy at the time.
Well, I'd done, with the Opera Company in Philadelphia, I'd done Dorabella and Così fan tutte. And that was a real comical, you know, Leon Major. That was a real comical version of it. It was fantastic. But
yeah.
Boy, it was liberating to do that with you. It was just so much fun.
Yeah, I think we did drive Dottie nuts, but it was fun. So this is my tomato out of my garden that we're making our salad now too, Denise.
Ooh.
This is a heirloom beefsteak tomato. It was amazing. Came out. I planted that before. I worked really hard at that. Planted it before I went to California because we went out to California to film a movie with my son Wilder.
Who's so talented. Came back.
Yeah. If you guys get a chance, look up online. His movie just went on Amazon Prime. It's called It's Just a Game. It's for kids. It's about playing Nerf.
The Nerfs.
Yes. How you feel when you play Nerf. The original title was How You Think You Look When You Play Nerf.
Right.
And it is really fun movie. It's on Amazon Prime. We'll pop that up after the show.
Richard. And you know what's been so great too over these years that we've been friends and watching the kids grow. I remember when your boys were so little and now they're like grown men, which I can't even believe, you know?
And Ella too. When I saw Ella, I was up at your house, and she likes to sing, and she's doing her thing. I'm like, I love that.
And Max too. Don't forget about my little Max.
Yes, Max. You know, they're all doing their thing, which is amazing.
You remember when you sang at our wedding? You sang at our wedding, Richard.
I did. I sang.
And the kids were really, really little then.
Little. And again, it was fun. I mean, it was at the National Cathedral, and I sang my mom's favorite song, "His Eyes on the Sparrow."
Oh my God!
My God! And your pianist was amazing for that.
I couldn't stop crying.
It was beautiful. It was a great time. So hey, now I'm making this salad just to know. So the salad I have is with arugula and spinach. I cut up the tomato, and I always shave my carrots like this. All the kids who come here know that it's part of the deal. They're like, "You're gonna do the carrot thing, right?" Yeah. And then Shane, where'd you go? Come here, Shane. Shane's my youngest.
Where's that Shane?
Come here.
I haven't seen him in a
Shane,
long
go me a potato.
And both of our kids
Come
are
in.
into musical theater.
Yeah, well, Shane's into acting. He's at Penn State.
That's
getting his
awesome.
degree in acting. There he is, Denyce. He's looking at you. You got to turn around.
Oh my God!
Look, he's so tall.
Look at you! Oh my God! And he's so tall.
And likes to eat everything while I'm cooking.
That's wonderful. Very, very good. Well, we're moving right along here. I just want to see what's going on with they're kind of like matzo balls here a little bit.
Yeah. Now that is actually my other son, Wilder. That's his favorite soup.
Sure. And I made a little bread too.
Oh, did you?
Well, because this is about comfort, right? Love the carrot thing. Lauren McKee.
Yeah, the carrot's fun. Oh, hello, Lauren. Lauren's a young lady who likes this boy right here, who loves the carrot thing, because she was part of the filming this summer, and I cooked for 20 people every day for 5 weeks.
I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Another part of my salad is raw potato. So this summer I also grew potatoes.
I'm going to save this.
And these are Kennebec potatoes, and I put just a few sliced raw potatoes in the salad.
Yeah. Ooh.
People like that.
Wow.
Yeah. And potatoes have, they're high in vitamin C, and they taste. Some people say it tastes like a jicama. But growing up, I always loved to go down in our garden. We live in a small farmette, as it were, and we go down and pick vegetables out of there and make salads.
Wow, Richard.
So the salad is potatoes, and in honor of you, I got some olives with some manzanilla olives. These are the Carmen olives.
Did anybody get the giveaway? I wonder.
I don't know. Did they?
I don't know. We'll have to just find out.
All right. So we put our salad together.
Okay.
And you do how you do yours. A little dark. And did all my salad. Shane sits here and eats, which is always part of cooking too.
Right.
I take, a nice piece of Romano, Asiago, or Parmesan, and grate it and put it onto the salad.
Oh, beautiful.
And
I've
then
done
we do salt.
A salad today.
What's yours?
Well, I took just the lettuce. I took the lettuce from our garden, and I took some zucchini from our garden, and some onion, and some pine nuts.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
I just did it very simply.
That's really nice. So yeah, we put ours together. I put salt and pepper.
Yeah.
And then I free pour oil and vinegar. I've been doing that since my grandparents, my Italian side. That's how we always did it.
Is that right? Oh my goodness.
Just salt, pepper, oil, vinegar. But today I'm going to use oil and lime. I prefer lime sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I do sometimes balsamico. I love rice vinegar. I do
yeah.
that.
Now, growing
Yeah.
up, we only used apple cider vinegar. You know, that's what
Really?
farm country. That's all we had, really. And I liked it. I'll throw a radish or an avocado in too, just for color.
Look at this bread. Look at that. That's just come out, and
Ooh,
that is
what'd you make?
I think rosemary bread. I'm gonna have to move some.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and to drink, I made some hot cider.
Oh, that's perfect for this.
It's perfect for that because this is about home and comfort. So I did hot cider. I put in some orange peel and some orange juice and some star anise and allspice and cinnamon sticks, of course. And that's and that's been on the pot, like percolating, boiling the whole time, just, slowly doing its thing.
That's delicious.
Yeah. Are you just about there, Richard?
I am. So the salad is done. My cakes are done. They're a little well done. I got bread, and then I have Lisa and Shane come up here. Denyce, one time we had a show. We were doing Butterfly. I was doing Butterfly out in Portland with a bunch of great people, and we all cooked because we were at a Marriott residence, which they had a pretty nice kitchen.
Yeah.
And we always had, at the end of the run, the competition, you'd have to use all your leftover food from the 5 weeks you were there, and we made a community dinner. Who could make the best meal out of what they were? They couldn't go to the store. You weren't allowed to go to the store. You had to use only what was left in your fridge.
Oh,
and I think it was it Jonathan Green or it was Doug? Made some sort of frozen peas and eggs or something. I don't know. We were all coming up with some weird stuff. Absolutely.
That's so much fun. I can't wait until, we're able to be together again in that way.
I know.
Oh, that's Aunt Lib. That's Aunt Lib. You know my
Where?
aunt.
Oh, sure.
Everybody knows my aunt and my mom.
We love your aunt and your mom.
That sounded a little bit sarcastic, but okay.
No, I meant it seriously.
I believe
we
you.
know them well. Because I got corrected when me being the country boy, I call him Aunt Lib. And you're like, don't ever call her Aunt Lib. She's
No,
Aunt
honey,
Lib.
come on.
I'm
you
like,
need to
That's not what
all
you
right,
call it.
We're ready over here on this end.
Yeah, I'm serving up. I'm going to turn you a little bit. Here's Lisa and Shane.
I'm going to get my husband in here. Hey, Lisa and Shane.
Lisa, my lovely wife.
I'm going to get my fabulous husband in here.
Yeah, let's do Robert.
Dr. Robert.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hi, Robert.
How you doing?
We're having a good time this Sunday afternoon.
I just want to show you one critically important element to have in the kitchen.
God, let's see, what is it?
All right, that's right down here on the ground here. We focus down here. You got to have a hound dog that is laying in the middle of the floor that you have to step over, and that's sort of drooling on the floor.
Crucial.
Right. And then I just wanted to show you this because I just saw this as I was walking over here. And you can't believe Denyce. I mean, what an amazing person. So this is a package to our two grandbabies, Rowan and Lily, right? And look what she did to the package.
Denyce did that.
Yeah, Denyce did this.
It's in her free time.
And she is a busy lady. And she takes the time to do something like that. It's amazing.
Well, that's important.
Yeah.
Childhood is short, right? It's important.
So what do you have here, baby?
All right, I'm ready for you. I am ready for you.
Wow, they look just like crab cakes.
Do they?
Where's your bowl? Where did I put your bowl, Lisa?
Got it?
Yeah.
All right.
This is going to be hot, right?
That's going to be hot.
Wow.
And look at this. And then we've got
So
there's Jan. Hi, Jan.
There's our soup.
Amazing.
You know, Janet Perry, I also made this, I made some dip. I made some tomato sauce dip that I made from tomatoes from my garden, onion, garlic, all of that. Maybe you can cut some bread, honey.
Okay. Can you see this?
That's delicious. All right. So my people
incredible.
here.
It's beautiful.
Denise, did you have a Sunday
Wow,
dinner
this is hot.
always?
Oh, that's what I looked forward to when I was a kid coming home from church. Because, you know, we were in church all the time. But what I looked forward to was coming home for Sunday dinner. That's so important. That was one of, you know, people may have busy lives, but coming home on Sunday dinner was that one time during the week we know that everybody would gather. And I always look forward to, and we often had that at my Aunt Liv's house, who'd make gravy and biscuits and pot roast and string beans and all that. And I loved all that.
Look at this bread steaming as I cut it.
That's gorgeous. Every
that
Sunday,
crazy?
Every Sunday growing up, we had spaghetti and fried chicken. We alternate. We would go to my grandparents over in Hagerstown, Maryland, every Sunday, or we at our house. In our house, it was usually roast beef, mashed potatoes, something like that, and spaghetti and fried chicken. Wow. I mean, religiously, we lived for that. My whole family.
Wow.
That's a tradition that's like, you talk about being at home, that is a tradition.
Look at this.
Oh, that's gorgeous, Denise.
Isn't that crazy?
Gorgeous. This is so good.
Beautiful.
Right, here's our little setup here. We're going to see Shane's.
We've got a nice salad, and then we've got our
zucchini cake. And I love eating with these kind of spoons. I don't know why.
Man, this is amazing.
I did not steal them.
I like when I'm in the kitchen.
Wow.
So
that's
good stuff, isn't it? And it's Sunday.
All right, I'm going to make...
That's my fun day.
That's my fun day.
Sure.
All right. What wonderful parties you put together for kiddos. Oh, do you know Idri means? She's a beautiful singer and also a voice teacher at Shenandoah Conservatory. And she and I did the Houston Grand Opera Studio together. And she also has been my daughter's voice teacher.
Oh, nice.
And she does the best Julie Andrews imitation you've ever heard in your life. It's like at every party, you want her at your party just so she can sing Happy Birthdays, Julie Andrews. We used to fall over. All right. We're done, baby. Okay. We are done. Here.
We did it.
Time for eating.
Time for eating. Yes.
My kids didn't. They just went in. They just went all in right here.
I see.
Well,
so I just want to say this to everyone. Thank you so much. Richard, I love you. Thank you so much. Denise. It's always so much fun being with you. Always a pleasure.
So I like the end cut.
You like the end cut.
Yeah.
I just want to say that this week, has been an eventful week, and we have seen towers come down, and we know that we cannot ease up and that we can't take anything for granted. We must remain vigilant. So the fragile certain is that time is fleeting. Our lives are valuable, and each one of us has a unique gift to offer to ourselves, to each other, and to the world. Create home in whatever ways are meaningful to you. Renew and strengthen friendships and all relationships. Celebrate your lives. Create art, because all of those things make life beautiful. I'm Denyce. I appreciate your time and allowing me to come into your home. And I will see you next Sunday for dinner, when we will visit another country, La France. Richard, I love you. Family, thank you so much. Lisa and Shane, wonderful to see you all from our home to yours.
Cheers to you guys.
Cheers to you all.
Denise and Robert, it's been wonderful. Cheers to life.
Cheers. Cheers, amore. Cheers.
Bye.
Hey, this is Vic Robertson. So I did a Merry Widow with Richard Troxell last winter in Hong Kong. So we were all sitting at the dinner table having a lovely dish, and my temporary tooth broke off while eating tofu, the softest thing on earth. And it wasn't the restaurant's fault, but Richard is so smooth, he convinced my waitress, our waitress, for me to get top shelf bourbon and scotch, not only that night, but all week, and food. So I ended up getting $500 worth of top shelf stuff. And the next day I just spent $20 to just get my tooth replaced. So you are a good one there, Richard. I appreciate that. Made my trip a lot better. Thanks.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody, somebody, somebody to lean on. If there is a load that you can't bear, that you can't